Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the how VPN works, and we are also going to do lab on this. So today's agenda is the purpose of VPN, types of VPN, the terminologies what are involved in the understanding of VPN process, and how VPN works. Okay. So VPN full form is virtual private network. So the purpose of VPN, we are nowadays we are most of us are using VPN. Okay. So main purpose of VPN is to provide a secure connectivity. Okay. VPN provides a secure platform to for two different networks to connect each other and to share data securely. Okay, the data transferring between the two different networks, uh, it provides security. Okay, so that is the main purpose of the VPN. It is the cheapest solution as we compare to other solutions which are providing secure data transfer. Okay, and it is uses internet, and to provide this secure data transfer, VPN forms the tunnels, encrypted virtual tunnels, by using IKey, internal key exchange, and IPsec protocols. Basically, it is a set of some protocols which are involved in the data transfer of a data transfer in using VPN connection. Okay. So types of VPN, there are two types of VPN in checkpoint firewall. So basically, we are going to study about checkpoint VPN. Okay. So types of VPN in checkpoint are site-to-site VPN, site-to-client VPN. Okay, now we are going to discuss about site-to-client VPN. In this, there are two types: SSL VPN and mobile VPN. SSL VPN is the one where authentication can be done using web. When a client is, when client or a user is doing his authentication using web browser, then we'll going to call it as a SSL VPN. And mobile VPN is where one client is having already installed application on his physical machine, and from there he is going to authenticate himself. Okay, and terminologies which are involved in understanding of the VPN are authentication, encryption, and hashing. Basically, authentication is a process of providing the user, proving that user is a legitimate. So in authentication, a client or a user proves himself that he is a legitimate user. He is the one who should access the data or resources. It verifies that the user is the one who should access the VPN connection. Okay, the authentication can be done by using user ID and password, pre-shared keys, and digital certificate also. Okay. So encryption is the process of converting data from plain text to non-readable format to provide security by using keys. Okay, basically we do encryption while transferring the data. So the data or traffic which is moving from our devices to the internet, we provide we do encryption for our data so that it should not be read by anyone. So it should not if someone is captured our data, although if someone is captured our data, he should not able to read that, he should not able to get information what is there in our content, in our data. So that is the main motive of encryption, so that we can secure our data. Okay, the encryption is done by using keys, and it is a two-way process. Okay, uh, while transferring data from a client, we will do encryption, and the data when reached to the site, it will be decrypted, and from there when data is transferring from site to the client, it will again encrypted, and after reaching to the client, it will again decrypted so that the user can read that data. Okay, so human cannot understand the computer language, so to read that data, decryption had to be there. Okay, encryption can be done using algorithms like AES, RSA, and DES. There are many other methods. So we can basically do encryption by using AES, RSA, and DES. As I already told you, it is a two-way process, and it will be decrypted at another end device. Hashing. So hashing basically is a one-way function used to calculate a unique signature for each data packet to maintain the integrity. Basically, we do hashing to provide the integrity for our data. Integrity means when someone is not having access to edit a file, if he is doing that, then we lose our integrity. So to protect integrity, we using methodology as hashing, okay, where unique signatures are used to identify data, so that we can have integrity on our data. Integrity hashing can be done using algorithms like MD5, SHA-1, SHA-2, NTLM, Landman. So these are the some algorithms by which we are going to do hashing. Basically, hashing is done to provide integrity to the data, and encryption is done to provide security to data, and authentication to to allow our users, our clients, to access the resources. Okay. So tunnel creation, this is the where our checkpoint works. This is the concept where our checkpoint firewall, sorry, checkpoint VPN works on this concept. So this is the process how the tunnel will be going to form. Basically, checkpoint VPN tunnels will be formed in two phases. Okay, as I shown in diagram, this is the first outer tunnel which is in black color line, and the which will be formed in phase 1, and this is the second tunnel which is in red color. Okay, so this tunnel will be formed after phase 2, and data transfer will be occur only after the tunnel formation, and this data will be not in plain format, plain text, it will be encrypted also. Okay, so this two tunnel will be formed to transfer the data between client and site. So the client form, sorry, this tunnel formation involved a number of packet to be transferred. So if the tunnel establishment connection is tunnel established by using six packets, then we're going to call it as a main mode. And if connection to establish connection information change will happen in three packets, then we're going to call it as three aggressive mode. Okay. So in aggressive mode, basically three packets will be used to exchange the data to establish the connection, and main mode is the one where the six packets will be used to change the data to establish the connection, so that information change will have to happen, where six packets will be used in main mode. So that's the difference. So now we are going to discuss about the main mode, where we are using six packet information change. Okay. So in phase 1, for the first tunnel, uh, when client requests for the VPN connection, he will uh, he will set the methodology for encryption, hashing, authentication. Here, the when client requests the VPN connection, he set. Let us consider, might be in real life he is using something. My client is might be using some other algorithms for. So in our case, our client is using for encryption as RSA, hashing as MD5, and for authentication he is using user ID and password. So when this packet reaches to the site, so site have to agree for this method of encryption. So he will accept it. If he agree, if he finds this is sufficient to encrypt, so he will accept it. In our case, encryption methodology site is accepted as RSA and hashing as MD5, and for authentication he is accepted user ID and password, but still he required digital certification to be done from client side. Site is still required to authenticate a client himself by using digital certificate, and after this he will set the parameters like lifetime, which is the time period for a client to access the VPN connection. Once a VPN connection is established, the lifetime of a user will be normally 8 hours. Okay, as he's not using asymmetric encryption, so site is suggesting to use asymmetric encryption, and amount of data is the uh, size of data which will be transferred during this connection. So there will be a limit to transfer the data during the uh, connection, VPN connection. Okay. So after this six packet transfer completed, the first tunnel will be formed. As I shown in the figure drawing, the first tunnel will be formed. Okay, and then second tunnel will be started, it will be same as of phase 1 and all parameter will set again. Okay, phase 2 will be similar as of it will be exactly same as of phase 1. The only difference here is the methodology, the algorithms which are used previously are not will be used in this methodology in this phase. Okay, so in phase 2 client will use the encryption as AES, hashing as SHA-2 and authentication as pre-shared key, and he already using asymmetric encryption for the encrypting the data. So site is accepted for encryption as AES, and he also accepted for hashing authentication also. So now he set the parameters lifetime and amount of data. So this is the end of second phase. After the completion of second phase, after the exchange of all packets, the second tunnel will be formed. So this is the second internal tunnel which will be formed after the this black tunnel. Okay, so this is the second tunnel which is formed after the second phase, and after that the encrypted data will be transferred. So when both the phases are completed, the virtual tunnel will be formed between user and the site, client and site. So this is a private internal network for this firewall, and these are the two physical machines which are present in this network. Okay, these are the internal machines which are present, and these are the inside of a private network, and this is the physical machine which is outside of a network. Okay, and after establishing the virtual tunnel, this machine will be logically consider it as the firewall will going to consider this machine as internal machine. After forming this virtual tunnel, this M3 machine will be M3 device virtually present in internal network, because firewall going to consider it as a virtual machine which is there inside our which is there inside this private internal network. Okay, so this is all about the theory part.